Hi, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Garance French, and on this channel, we talk about cinema, TV shows, and music. With my podcast, The Director's Cut, I talk about famous, infamous, or not so famous directors that had a huge impact on cinema and its history. I wanted to start this new podcast with one of the most important directors of all time that gets ignored a lot. Her name is Alice Guy, and she's the woman who shaped cinema. Born on July 1st, 1873 in France, she is a French director, screenwriter, and producer. Although she was born in France, she moved around a lot in her childhood. She lived in Switzerland, in Chile, where she learned to speak Spanish, before going back to France. She studied to be a secretary and started working for the company that would become the production studio Gaumont at age 21. In 1895, she and her boss Léon Gaumont are present during a projection from the Lumière brothers. Gaumont is initially interested in selling cameras, but Alice suggests that they should create some short fiction pictures to accompany the cameras and give the clients even more reasons to buy them. Gaumont agrees, on the condition that she does not do it on her work hours. This is how, in 1896, at age 23, she directs one of the first fiction films, La Fée aux Choux. The movie works so well that Gaumont creates a department just for her. Between 1896 and 1907, she created hundreds of those films. In 1898 and 1899, she creates the first peplum, The Life of Christ. This movie is constituted of multiple episodes and lasts a total of 35 minutes, which is quite an achievement for the time. The first movies lasted in general not more than 1 minute. Alice explores many themes with her movies, one of them being feminism. In 1907, she has the idea of recording the process of recording movies, creating the first making-of. In the same year, she marries Herbert Blaché and adds his last name to hers. That's why sometimes you can see her being referred to as Alice Guy Blaché. She met Herbert in Berlin, where he was director of one of the Gaumont branches. But Herbert is sent to the US and Alice follows him. She quits her job at Gaumont and they move to New York City. In 1908, they welcomed their first child, a daughter named Simone. In 1910, Alice creates the first female-owned production studio, Solax Film Co. She writes, directs, and produces hundreds of movies, from western to war movies. In 1912, she released the movie A Fool and His Money, the first movie with an all-black cast. After the white actors refused to work with the black ones, well, she just fired them. In the same year, she welcomed her second child, a son named Reginald. In 1913, she names her husband Herbert as the president of Solax Film Co. He creates his own production company called Blaché Features, and he takes over Solax. But in 1919, Herbert leaves Alice and goes to Hollywood to be with an actress. This is all downhill from here. In 1921, Alice has to sell the studio. In 1922, the couple is officially divorced and Alice goes back to France with her kids. She lives with her sister in Nice, in the south of France, but struggles to find a job as no one wants to hire her. In 1927, she goes to the US and tries to get some of her movies back, but only manages to get 3 of them. The rest is either destroyed or has disappeared. She follows her daughter Simone, a worker from the embassy, around the world. She lives in the US, in France, in Switzerland, and in Belgium. Alice goes back to the US where she writes children's story under the alias Guy Alix. In 1957, she is recognized by the Cinémathèque Française for her achievement in filmmaking. She dies on March 24, 1968, mostly forgotten by the men who now run the industry that she basically created. Over the years, her impact on cinema has been getting more and more recognized, but she is still fairly unknown from the general public. I found this graph on Wikipedia that shows how much she is mentioned in publications regarding the history of cinema compared to her male counterparts. She is the little dark blue part at the bottom, and as you can see, we are talking more and more about her, but still not enough, in my opinion. Alice Guy personally had a huge impact on me as a filmmaker. It always saddens me that people don't really know who she is because she did so much for the cinema industry. There are a lot of female filmmakers that have revolutionized cinema, but that often are forgotten or even completely erased simply because of their gender. This is why on this podcast, I want to talk about as many directors as possible and not just the white main ones. I want to talk about the women, the people of color, the queer people that have changed cinema, and I cannot wait to discover more and more people. Thank you for listening to this first episode of The Director's Cut. This one is on the shorter side because it's harder to gather information on people that have lived 100 years ago. So when I do directors with more recent careers, this video might get a little bit longer, but for now, that will do. I will see you soon with even more directors' biographies.